Tools needed is a 1/4 screwdriver, 10mm socket, 7mm socket, T15 Torx, small flat blade screwdriver, panel popper, magnetic tray for your bolts. Welcome to Spyder Auto. Today we're doing a headlight install video on a 2014 to 15 GMC Sierra. Next, remove 12 plastic push pins securing the radiator shroud. Next, remove your radiator shroud. Remove 4 10mm bolts across the top of the grille. Next, moving to the passenger side wheel well, we're going to remove 1 7mm bolt. Next, removing a T15 screw up here. Next, you're going to grab your fender trim. You're going to carefully disconnect it from the fender. After peeling back your fender trim, you're going to remove a 7mm bolt up here. It's connecting this bumper trim to the fender. Next, you're going to carefully peel back your fender trim, and there's a plastic bracket here connected to a retainer clip on the fender. Just going to look for the open slot and carefully disconnect that plastic bracket off of the retainer clip. So here's the plastic bracket. On the back, you're going to look for the open slot, and you're just going to slide it off the retainer clip. And after that, we're going to carefully pull back the fender trim again, and we're going to grab the bumper trim, and we're going to carefully disconnect it from the fender. And here you're going to grab a small flathead. You're just going to press down on the tab. This next step is under the front bumper, so you're going to need a panel popper. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to pry down on 6 tabs to release the top bumper trim. So here's the tab right here. You want to press down on it, and then as you press down, you want to pull the bumper trim on the other side. So start with the outside. So after releasing the last clip, you want to hold on to the bumper trim on top. You don't want to disconnect it completely. So go ahead and move to the front of the bumper. After releasing the 6 clips underneath the front bumper, we're ready to remove the bumper trim. Next, we're going to remove 8 10mm bolts securing the grille. We have 4 on the bottom and 4 on the top. After removing your 8 bolts, we're ready to unseat the grille. So we're going to start on the top. We're going to lift up on the 4 tabs and pull it back. After removing the grille, we're ready to remove 4 10mm bolts holding the headlight. We have one here, down here, and 2 on top. After removing the 4 bolts, we're ready to unseat the headlight. So just gonna grab it from the bottom and carefully lift up. On the back here, we have the main harness connector here. Just gonna press down on the tab and disconnect your headlight. Go ahead and bring over your Spyder headlight. Flip it to the back, grab your connector. Go ahead and plug it into the main harness. Make sure your connector is secure. Tuck away the wires and carefully seat your headlight. Reinstall your 4 10mm bolts. Now that we're finished installing our passenger side headlight, let's repeat the same process to the driver's side. After installing your headlights, reinstall your grille. Reinstall your 4 10mm bolts across the top of the grille. Next, reinstall the 4 bolts on the bottom. Next, reinstall your bumper trim. Reinstall your radiator shroud. Reinstall your 12 plastic push pins onto your radiator shroud. Reinstall your 7mm bolt connecting the bumper trim to the fender. Reinstall the plastic bracket onto the retainer clip. Gotta reinstall your fender trim. Reinstall your 7mm bolt. And reinstall your T15 screw. Now repeat the same process to the opposite side. Now that we have our Spyder headlights installed, let's close the hood and test all our headlight functions.